What's up, guys? I'm Skip and you're watching HighVoltsRC. Today's episode is going to be episode 1 of my How to Waterproof Your New RC series. I just recently did a video on what you need to do with a new RC to get it ready to do any sort of mud bogging or playing around in the water. And this is going to be the first of the how-to videos. And on this one we're going to tackle the wheels and tires. So, first step we're going to do is remove the wheels and tires, and like I said in the first video, I'm actually going to use a ultra black gasket sealer to seal up the little air holes that are actually in the back of the wheels. That way the water will not be able to run in there, and because if the water does go into the tires, it's very hard to get out. You can squish it out those little holes, but the problem is the mud and the dirt and everything soaks into the foam that's inside the wheels, and that really holds a lot of water and can add a lot of weight to your tires, just causing more heat on your motor and more stress on the drivetrain and everything else. So let me go ahead and I'm going to get the camera zoomed in here for a better shot. We're going to go ahead and get this thing pulled apart and show you exactly what you need to do. Alright. As you can see here, we have our Axial SCX-10. This truck actually comes equipped with little wheel covers, or not wheel covers, but I guess hub caps you would call them. They look like little kind of scale parts that just cover the nut that bolts the wheel onto the truck. Pop those off first using our little wheel tool. Alright, and that's all 4 tires removed. Now guys, if you notice here, I got the FJ Cruiser body on my Axial here. This is the one that came on the CC01 Tamiya, and it pretty much fit right on there and looks really good, so I was kind of happy about that. I'm going to be running this body until I get my K5 Blazer hard body finished up and built for this thing. If you're a fan of the channel, you probably know I just picked that up from RC4WD. I'm really happy about that body and can't wait to get it on here. But for now, I'm going to be running that Toyota body. So anyways, moving on, we have our tires here. They have air holes in the back of them. And like I said before, what I'm going to do is seal it up with this ultra black gasket sealer. So this is what I use to seal up the holes in the back of the wheels. You can use pretty much anything that you want to use, from hot glue to CA glue or anything else like that. This just works really well and has a really good bond. It really sticks to that tire. And one thing that I'm going to do to make that bond even better is right around where the holes are in the wheel here, I'm going to use a Scotch-Brite kind of pad, and I'm going to rough up the plastic around that hole. Just take my Scotch-Brite pad, just rough it all up. That way the silicone will stick in there very well. Now you have to look too, because a lot of times there is 2 holes, and in this rim there is 2 holes. So there's one on each side, and they're almost always located, at least I've always found them, on the back side of the wheel. Usually there's 2 of them, one across from each other. So we'll just scuff that up with a Scotch-Brite pad. Take a little bit of a ultra black gasket sealer here. I'm just going to smear it right into that hole. Now anytime you do anything with like a silicone based sealant or any kind of glue really, or anything where you're kind of building something up, you want to make sure you don't have any harsh edges. So kind of take it and smooth the glue out there so that it has like a smooth transition into the rest of the wheel. That way nothing can get up underneath it and start peeling it up. Like I said, this stuff does work very well and bonds good to these tires and anything else that it comes in contact with. So really I've never had a problem with it coming off, but that is just an extra thing to remember. Always make sure you don't have any harsh edges. And that's all it is to it. You gotta let this dry, and then now this tire is now ready to go mud bogging. It's watertight and it's sealed. You give it a little squeeze there, there's no more air leaking out of it now. You know, of course it's still wet. If I squeeze down on it, I will blow that glue out of those little holes, but that's what you want to have right there, and that's what you want to see. Alright, so that's one down. Go ahead and polish these other three and glue them up real quick. So here's the 4 tires all glued up and ready to go back on the axial. I'm just going to let these dry, and they're now waterproofed. Now guys, I'm here to tell you that this is a very important step and something that you really need to think about and look at before you start hitting mud puddles and getting into some water and doing any sort of mudding with your RC. I learned it the hard way with my very first RC, the HPI Wheelie King. You know, it came and it said, you know, everything was waterproof, 100% and everything, and it was a great RC, and I took it into the mud right away. But then I found out that those wheels had holes in the back of them, and as I was mudding, they were just slowly filling up with water. So before I knew it, that thing was going really slow, and it was really putting a lot of strain on the motor. The motor was heating up, and come to find out that the wheels were like full of mud, full of water. So those wheels I actually ended up squeezing out, and it was really a pain in the butt, just having to keep squeezing them down, squeezing all that water out of them until I finally got them good, and I sealed them up and been running them ever since. But those tires are definitely heavier than they should be, and one is heavier than the other because one has more sand in it from more mud leaking in than the next one does. So this is a very important step, and definitely would be step one for me for something like this, which is also a waterproof RC. You know, advertised is ready to go. I'm not sure about the radio gear on this. I got to look at it. See, I know the radio gear is in the water, or is in a box, but I'm not sure if that's a waterproof box or not. So for this project and this axial, this is step one, because now the wheels are waterproof, so now you can at least roll through water and mud without worrying about filling these things up. So that's step one. So now with these bolted back onto this truck, I can definitely start making some mudding videos and start hitting some more wet environments and you know, going wherever I want to go, instead of worried about, well, I don't want to fill those brand new tires up with water again like I did that last set. Not the last set, or my first set. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please give me a big thumbs up. Definitely helps, and helps the video get shared more. And let me know down in the comments down below what would you like to see next on these series of how-to videos. Like I said, I just did a video on what is everything that you need to do to a new RC to get it ready to go in the mud or in the water. So this was series 1, or video 1 of that series, the wheels and tires. Let me know if you have anything in particular you want to see next, and I'll make that happen for you. Till next time, guys, I'm Skip, and I'll see you.